Okay, so I'm making a video because I wanted to get some feelings out about the way that I've been treated by somebody. So I have a really hard time letting people close to me because one, I get easily hurt, and two, I do tend to feel things a lot stronger than most old people do. So it's, extra challenging for me when people treat you poorly, and that does make it really hard for me to let people in and to let people close. So there was somebody that had been let in close. They had been in my chat pretending like they wanted to be friends for over a year, and acting like they're a friend, being there and chatting a lot, and you know so I let them in and was treating them like they were a friend. So they got VIP status, they were as friends, and they would message me and things, and they would always turn up and chat and act like everything was fine. So I have a pretty hard time of one, being ignored. So that's one thing that does make it pretty hard. But what happened here was a lot worse than that. So the situation is, after they were just in my chat and they were chatting there, pretty much up to Christmas. So I was sending them a nice Happy Christmas and Happy New Year message, or at least I tried to, and do that through Discord because we chatted on there, and we had DMs on there. So I went to send them a Happy Christmas message, and not long ago we'd been arranging to play games together, and the games that she wanted to play with me and kept asking me to play with her didn't work from my computer, so that was a bit shitty, but it was acting like she wanted to play games with me and wanted to be friends, and was trying to arrange to play games with me. And I thought, oh, maybe her Discord's got taken down or something, because I heard that a lot of people were getting their Discords taken down for illegally sharing movies, and her Discords, they were illegally streaming movies through it. So I thought that's what might have happened. Her Discord got taken down and she might have got banned off there. So I sent her a message on Instagram, and then the next day I see my following count go down by one and find that I'm banned on there as well. And I just sent a pretty normal enough message to say, oh, I tried reaching out to you through Discord, but it seems like there's some sort of problem with that. So and it's worse than ignoring someone. It's not just ignoring someone, it's not even saying a word to them as to why out of nowhere you're changing from being their friend to suddenly banning them and blocking them without a word, with no reason, which is pretty horrible. So, I see that they then do a stream in January, and then I see that I'm banned on their stream, even though Twitch still lets you follow them even if you're banned. So I sent an unban request, a fairly nice, normal one, and being like, I don't know what I did to hurt you, but whatever it was, I hope you're well and I wish you well. And yeah, that was pretty much ignored, and that was Christmas and New Year, which then kind of got ruined by, just being hurt out of nowhere by this person. And so they completely ignore that, and I think, fine, they don't want to know me, and that's that. So then my birthday is in April, and Instagram's been locking me out because Instagram's really, really shitty, and they're going, make choice about your things, because you're in the UK, you either have to pay us £2.99 a month or let us use your info for advertisements. And they're very toxic and hostile as to how they do that, and yeah, that's not good. Obviously, somehow today it let me into my messages, so I got to actually finally read a message that was sent there, which I will share in a moment. But forgetting that message, because I never saw it until literally today. What? It helps if I change to the screen so you can see that, doesn't it? So yeah, they make you either pay £2.99 a month for adverts, or to let them have your permission to use all of your details, which is not good. So So, yeah, that I didn't get the message until literally today, which is the 11th of May. But first I hear from them is them trying to send me DMs on Twitch, and they just go, "Hi, Indy. Take care, Indy." That's it. Just sliding into the DMs like nothing happened. And that was the week before my birthday. So that was, just a nice old kick in the teeth before your birthday to make you feel like shit again and ruin that. And also, then they were also in one of my friends' chats trying to arrange to go to TwitchCon with them. And TwitchCon is in her country. So, I'd been wanting to go to TwitchCon to see my friends. And then that can't happen because she's arranging to go with my friends, not her friend, my friends, because she only spoke to that person because I was friends with that person, and she went across from my channel to array to that person. And she's arranging to go with my friend to TwitchCon, so I can't even do that now, and ruins that as well, which is really, really shitty because I really wanted to go see my friends. But that also then gets ruined by this person. And so, them just deciding at the worst possible time to go into DMs and try to slide into DMs. And I don't know why they picked this time of all the times to decide to do it. And it's just really, really shitty and horrible, and, just literally ruining even more celebrations and ruining even more things. And it's not good. And then, then after that, they come a couple of weeks later into my chat to try and say, "Oh, I did send you a message. Did you not get it?" And obviously, I did get it in the Instagram, but that just then means even more horribleness and having to deal with that. And, no apology, no nothing, just being like that again. Really, really, really not a great situation. And, just making it even more dragged out and even more horrible. And they still, not to this day, even bothered to try and give any sort of apology or anything when they act like they were trying to be friends and wanted to be friends, and just, really being horrible. If you were someone's friend, you wouldn't, for one, block them for no reason and ban them without talking to them, and just completely ignore them for months and months and months on end, and then try to slide into their DMs like nothing happened and also ruin their birthday. Now, I don't know if it's because she's heard that maybe, I've got things going on, which I'm not going to go and discuss at this point, but it's like, why all of a sudden decide to try to get back in touch with me at this point? Well, I have today obviously got to see whatever the heck the DMs are, and so obviously I've censored their names so you can't see. So on the 25th of December, because I couldn't send it in Discord, I sent a Christmas message to them, and then, tried to send it on Discord, sent them a screenshot with the message that I was trying to send on Discord and showing that it didn't send. Nothing. And the unbanned request that was in their channel, completely ignored. Nothing. Until somehow, 30th of March, they've not come to my channel, they've not spoken to me, they've not done anything. I just wanted to clear things up because I didn't want any weird misunderstandings 4 months later. The other day, Christmas Day in December, I left pretty abruptly. Well, yeah, no, you spoke to me normally. You didn't leave abruptly, you just never spoke to me again and banned me for no reason and ignored me forever. I realised it might have seemed strange, or even like I had something against you, but that's really not the case at all. Really, because you don't treat someone like shit like that unless you hate them or you fucking are horrible. So, yeah, that's really nice of you to just ban and block a friend for no reason and not say a word for why, and just leave them feeling like shit and ignore them for literally months, and then try to act like nothing happens. Great human being. I felt uncomfortable because someone in your server, this person who they're mentioning, came from them raiding my channel from their channel. So it's literally someone I thought was their friend. Their friend. Not my friend, their friend, who, barely in my channel, came to my channel because of them, is still subscribed to them. So they haven't even blocked them because they're using their emotes in my chats recently. So they haven't even banned and blocked them. They've just banned and blocked me for months. But this person, they're happy to accept their money and still have them in their channel. And, you know, they still act like they're their friends and there's nothing wrong. But this is apparently the excuse as to why they've banned and blocked me forever and treated me like shit. They've had a history with them and genuinely didn't want any connection with them. He's reached out multiple times before, and they're still not banning or blocking them, but they ban and block me. And it's something I'd rather stay completely away from, and yet that person is still subscribed to them and using their emotes in my channel. And I thought was still their friend, and I've been trying to not say anything to them about the way that he treated me like shit because I didn't want to bring up drama or shit. But apparently it turns out that they've got drama, and this person, who also I've had to ban from Cameo before because they've tried to make weird requests that were against TOS there. Yeah, no, because of them, apparently, is the reason that they banned and blocked me without saying a word and treated me like shit and made me feel absolutely horrible. And then, you know, just randomly tries to come back into my life when I don't know what the heck they decided to make them trigger, but yeah, no. So they ruin my birthday, TwitchCon, Christmas, and New Year's, and it all just makes me feel like shit. This is actually the second time writing this because I was feeling way more shittier the first time that I said this. And then, so when I saw him there, I removed myself to protect my own peace. That's more than removing yourself. You know, removing yourself and not speaking in my chat or not speaking to me again, that's one thing. Banning me and blocking me everywhere without saying a word so that I only discover it when trying to wish you a happy Christmas and send you a nice message. That's really horrible. You know, it's absolutely disgustingly horrible. And then I'm also, you know, she's sent this message and then still reblocks me, so I can't even send any sort of response. So, you know, and it's still no sort of apology or nothing. And she's there in my friend's chat trying to arrange to go to TwitchCon with my friends and making it so that I can't even go to TwitchCon with my friends. And she's making that uncomfortable and horrible, so I can't remotely ever go there because she might be there and, you know, she's made everything absolutely horrible and awkward with her, so it would never be something that I would want to do because there's the awkward chance of running into her and things being horrible. No apologies, nothing. Just, you know, treated me like shit. Absolutely horrible way to treat someone who has these issues in letting people post because they get so hurt and have these challenges. And just absolutely disgusting way of treating a human being, you know, honestly. Because if this was someone that was supposedly your friends, that had been acting like they wanted to be friends, to just suddenly ban you and block you for no reason, and then you just find out because you were sending them or trying to send them a nice Christmas message. No. Had nothing to do with you or your stream. I actually never intended to leave like that. This is more than just leaving my stream, you know, leaving my stream and not showing up, fine, you know, things happen. You might not have wanted to come back to my stream, you might not have ever did that. If you were my friend, all you had to do was say the word that this person had been, you know, making you feel bad, and I would have blocked them for my friend to show up to my streams and make it comfortable for them. But rather than her speaking to me and telling me, you know, this person that's in your chat, who I thought was her friend, makes her feel uncomfortable to be there, you know, I would have taken steps to make sure that she was comfortable to be there. Instead, she's taken action to absolutely and horribly hurt me and choose that she doesn't want me in her life whatsoever, without saying a word, and just to make me feel like shit, and then try to slide into my DMs like nothing happened weeks before my birthday and make me just feel more like shit and horrible at that point. To protect her own peace, you know? I just don't feel that this is remotely an apology. There's no apology whatsoever. And, you know, you might not have intended to leave, but you've done more than leave. You've been so horrible to me in the way that you've acted, and I just want to be honest so it doesn't come across the wrong way. I hope you understand. How is there a wrong way to take this? You know, blocking someone and banning them. But I didn't want to leave your chat. Oh, it might seem strange. I don't have anything against you, but I'm gonna block you and ban you and be horrible to you. And, you know, after having pretended to be like your friend for so long, and just abruptly and out of the blue without saying the words, just completely decide, no, I don't want you in my life whatsoever. But I hope you understand that. Even though, you know, you could have literally just said, this person is making me uncomfortable and I would have taken steps to make you feel comfortable, because that's what friends do. They don't randomly ban each other without saying a word and have them discover only when they're trying to send them a nice Christmas message, and then completely ignore them when they try to reach out and ban them everywhere else. No, that's not what friends or remotely nice humans do. But horrible people do, and no apology, nothing, just ruins everything, and then blocks you again so that you can't even respond, just because they want to try and make themselves feel a little better, I guess. And, you know, they want to feel less guilty for trying to invite themselves out with my friend to go to TwitchCon with them. I don't know what the fuck this is about. It's just not remotely an apology or anything good, is it? It's just horrible. So, yeah. That's why I felt like shit on my birthday. That's why I haven't been able to go to TwitchCon with my friends. And that's why I've been feeling shit at New Year's and Christmas Eve. And yeah, no. And I've just not said a word because I didn't want to bring up drama. But, you know, they tried to slide in the DMs like nothing happened and make everything more horrible. But am I the asshole for that? Or is that just a really, really horrible, shitty person that pretends like they're your friend for a year and then just completely cuts your life out of their life just because there's someone that they bought into my channel? They bought them into my channel because they came from their channel, and they want to act like, you know, it's something about me. And they haven't even banned that person, like I said, because that person is posting their emotes in my chats. And they've only, you know, they rarely even speak in my channel. They were only there, like, you know, just recently. And yeah, no, they came from them, and I guess they were just chatting a lot in my channel because they wanted to get the attention of that person, I guess. I don't know what, but it's not nice the way that they've treated me. Not nice at all. And, you know, still waiting for any sort of apology, and I don't know if there's even anything they could say at this. But am I the asshole, or are they just horrible? And it, you know, it just makes it harder to let people in and trust people again, and makes me feel more like shit on my birthday as well, which, you know, I think some of my friends might have even noticed. But yeah, and I was going to go to TwitchCon with my other friend, but the fact that she was trying to arrange to go with her, yeah, that ruined that, because obviously, you know, if I went to see my friend and then she was there after all of this, and the way that this has gone, no. I haven't mentioned to my friends, because I don't cut out people just because they're with someone that makes you feel uncomfortable. And I haven't even mentioned to my friends that this person is making me uncomfortable. But I bet if I did, she would block them. That would be that. And, you know, that would be the correct way of doing things, because they're my friends, and they care about me, and I care about them, and I would never block my friends because someone in chat is making them feel uncomfortable or me feel uncomfortable. You know, I wouldn't cut my friend out for that. And that's just utterly disgusting.